same as we did with AD. We'll start off with Spectrum. We'll go with our beats, and then I'll take a couple from the audience. So we'll start off with Maestro with LJ.
Hey, LeBron, over the last several years, the names, it's been Jordan, Kobe, Malone, and tonight Kareem. How does it hit you to sit atop that scoring map?
I don't think it has. I don't think it has hit me. I had a moment, obviously when it happened and embracing that moment and seeing my family and my friends and, people that's been, around me since I started this journey, even before the NBA. So, I definitely had a moment right there, very emotional, just to, knowing just, me be from a kid from a small town in Ohio, and I had a moment there, but I don't think it's really hit me on what just transpired. As much as I tried to live in the moment, it was kind of a blur. But looking back there and seeing my guys back there and being out there on the floor with my kids and my wife, my mom, and it's just it's a really cool feeling.
LeBron, specifically, what was it like to share this moment with your sons? Two basketball players, talked to them at halftime, saw them obviously on the court in the locker room. What was it like for you to be their dad tonight?
It ain't even about basketball with me when it comes to being a father. It's about setting an example, being a role model every day. It's a 24-hour, 7-day a week thing, and basketball has given me a lot, has taken me all over the world, has inspired a lot of people. But for me, being a father is something even way more dynamic, way more driven than the game. So I try to set an example, by how I treat their mother on a day-to-day basis, how I treat their grandmothers, how I treat their little sister. How I treat others with kind and with patience and things of that nature. And hopefully I can just, instill life skills on them so when they walk out, in the real world, they'll be able to handle themselves like men, which they've been able to do thus far in their early stages of their life. So, basketball is just extra credit.
LeBron, there was a ton of anticipation leading into tonight, and we get late in the third quarter, you're shooting it well, 34 points already, and it's the moment's upon us. You take us into it was one shot. You made the one shot to break the record. Was that a spot you were looking for? Did the play unfold before your eyes? What was the feeling?
No, it wasn't. I mean, I just played the game as it's supposed to be played tonight, as I've always done. Didn't press myself. Didn't, over-exude too much energy, when it comes to, the record. I felt pretty good. I felt in a good rhythm. And once I get in a good rhythm, then I feel like I can make any shot on the floor, to break the record. I was able to get to a really good spot on the floor where I'm very comfortable with and get to one of my patented fadeaway shots, and I know a lot of people wanted me to go to the sky hook to break the record, or one of my signature dunks. But my fadeaway was a signature play as well, and I was able to get it, and it touched nothing but the bottom of the net, and that was pretty cool.
LeBron, Kareem has been the steward of this record for almost 40 years. When he broke it, Wilt Chamberlain did not attend. What did it mean to you to have Kareem here tonight, watching the game, but also coming up and sort of having that ceremonial moment of handing off the record to you?
I just think it's great for the game of basketball. It's be talked about for years and years and years. I'm a historian of the game, so I know what, guys like Kareem and Wilt and MJ and Magic and Bird, Oscar Robertson, Elgin Baylor, the rest, I can be up here all night talking about so many greats and legends. For me, personally, it's just an honor to be just named with the greats. Be in a conversation with the greats that played this game before me. That's some of the greats that's playing right now. and then there's going to be some greats that play, when I'm done playing the game. So it's just always just some surreal feeling. Me and my boys, my guys, we talk about it all the time, about how we used to watch these guys and how we used to compare these guys, or we used to think we were those guys when we would play, AAU or just playing around in the backyard or whatever the case may be. And now we actually, up here with them, and my name is being compared to them or whatever the case may be. So it's just a real surreal feeling for sure.
LeBron, everyone talks about who the GOAT is. How would you describe the GOAT, and where would you put yourself in that conversation?
I don't know, man. For me, I think it's great barbershop talk. It's going to happen forever and ever. If I was the GM or whatever the case may be of a franchise that was starting up and I had the number one pick, I'd take me. But that's just me because I believe in myself. I know what I bring to the table. A guy that's been able to transform his game over the course of 20 years to be able to play any position in this league and excel at any position. I can play 1 through 5. I've led the league in assists. I've been able to do whatever this game has wanted me to do, and also just transform my game as well. When I first got into the league, it was very slow. I remember we had a playoff game with Detroit where we was in the 70s. Finals games when we was in the 70s with San Antonio in the 80s. To now you saw a team score 150 and you have to be able to keep up. And more threes and things of that nature. So, just being able to stay, with the curve and changing my game if I needed to, or just improve my game. But that don't take away from nobody else. I mean, so many great players has played this game and has last long legacies in this game. This NBA is a beautiful thing, and it's been some beautiful players that play it. But I can't take nobody over me.
LeBron, you have championships, MVPs, finals MVPs, and countless other accolades. Where does this achievement rank for you among all your basketball accolades?
I don't know. The championship sit at the top because I'm a team-first guy when it comes to understanding that you can't be great in this league without great teammates, great coaches that prepare yourself every single day to be great. So, the championships will always sit at the top for me because that's just where I come from. I come from playing championship basketball since the first day I ever played organized basketball when I was 8 years old. So that would always sit at the top. I didn't set this was not a goal for me. That's why it's probably so surreal and so just like weird to me because I never ever talked about being an all-time scorer in NBA history. It's never even been a thought of mine until I guess I start seeing my numbers get closer and closer. I was like, oh wow, this is kind of crazy. This is it's weird, but I guess I can do it because I'm gonna be playing and I know I'm still playing at a high level, so it can happen. But I don't know where it sits. I've been able to do some incredible things in this league, and hopefully I can do some more incredible things before I'm done.
LeBron, right here. I'm going to squeeze two in, sorry. But one is, you gave a long hug to the walkers as you were leaving the court, and you've got a lot of people here tonight that have known you forever. What does it mean to you to have those people here? And then the second one is just, you had tears in your eyes when the celebration was happening. Like, did the emotion surprise you? The emotion that you felt surprise you at all?
To answer your first question, I wouldn't be who I am today without the support of everyone that I got in town for this. I wouldn't want it no other way. And, Pam and Big Frankie are a huge part of why I can sit up here today and talk about this. They took me into their household along with their 3 other kids, at the time and made me feel like I was one of their own. Big Frankie introduced me to the game of basketball. He was the first person to show me how to make a left-hand layup. And now I love going left. I I feel like I'm a left-hand dominant player because of Big Frankie. He told me you will never be as good as you can be if you can't use both hands. So, and he told me you also will never be as good as you can be if you don't get others involved. So he just taught me the game from a young age, and I've taken those skills not only from the basketball side, but also the accountability inside of the household. I'm doing chores every Saturday morning. My little brother's back there. He hated them. We hated them. We hated doing chores Saturday morning, but he was building young men, and it don't stop there. You know, so many different people along the way. Coach Drew Joyce is a big part of it as well. Little Drew was back there, and so just to have people in the crowd today that has been along this journey with me from day one, it is, like I said, I wouldn't want it no other way.
LeBron, I can only imagine still trying to process all of this, but when you are maybe thinking about, I don't know if it's a future grandkid or a child who is looking up to you and what you've accomplished, the story or the moment of tonight, what is that one thing that is sticking out to you the most?
I don't know, Malika. I mean, that's a great question. I just think I love I write the man in the arena on my shoe every single night from Theodore Roosevelt. And tonight I actually felt like I was like sitting on top of the arena tonight when that shot went in and the roar from the crowd. I'm not sure if I would be able to feel that feeling again, unless it's like a game-winning finals shot. But it won't be a stop and play. It's just, everything just stopped. And it gave me an opportunity just to kind of like embrace it and look around and seeing my family and seeing the fans and seeing my friends. And it was pretty cool. I don't really get to, I probably can count on my hands how many times I've cried in 20 years, either in happiness or defeat. So, that moment was one of them when I kind of teared up a little bit. It was I can't believe what's going on, tears.
Thank you.
LeBron, you've already said that you didn't come here to press, but we've talked about all the people that are here and all the emotion. You're dressed for the occasion. Did you come here tonight to make sure you set the record?
Well, yeah, because my boys leave on a red eye tomorrow night, so. Yeah. So, I mean, I just had the mindset. I had to have the mindset. And I dressed for the occasion, like you said, and I put on a headband because that's where the journey started. And I would have had to pay for another room in a hotel for another night for my boys. If I didn't do it tonight, they would have stayed till Thursday to try to watch this. So, yeah, I'm very smart with this. No, but I was. Tomorrow's not promised, and if I had an opportunity to do it tonight, and I was gonna try to make it happen. And I mean, I was still super efficient. I mean, I wasn't out there just gunning. I was still super efficient, and but I was able to get it done.
Hi, LeBron. Even though you and Kareem are different types of players and scorers, what do you admire about what he did, both to be a dominant scorer and have longevity in the league as well?
I think you just said it. You answered the question, man. He has the most unguardable shot in NBA history. And it lets you know how unguardable and how unique it is because nobody has ever even tried it. You have the fadeaway that MJ perfected. A lot of guys, have added to their games. It's a few shots in our game that's like unguardable, but there's only one that's nobody's ever tried to emulate. And you add that to his longevity, it makes him one of the greatest to ever play this game.
LeBron, you said, I never imagined that this is where I would end up. I wasn't setting out to do this. So what were you thinking that first night in Sacramento, if you go back to point number one, about what kind of player you're going to be and what was ahead of you?
What can I go back to that night? It was, I was super duper nervous. It didn't show on my face, but I remember just sitting on the floor, you know, at Arco and before the game, and I was stretching, and, you know, there was a lot of rules that was broken that night. Now that I'm thinking about it, was so many cameras on the floor while I was stretching that shouldn't have been allowed, but, you know, I was a new guy in town, so I get it. I was just super nervous. I didn't want to let my people down in my hometown. And I knew the expectations that was on me that was like out of this world. I knew that, you know, there were so many people that was looking for me to fail. And so I kind of bottled all that doubt from people and that nervousness that I had, and just kind of like zeroed in and got back to saying, I know how to play this game. I was taught the right way how to play the game for 10 years before I got to that point, and I know for sure that it works. You know, and I know a lot of people say, well, it was Little League and it's AAU and it's high school. But one thing I've learned being in the NBA over 20 years, that there's a lot of people not teaching the game the right way. And I knew I came from a group of guys and a group of coaches that taught us how to play the game the right way. And no matter how many times I've heard, or why didn't he take the shot, or why did he pass to an open teammate, or why did he do this, or why did he do that, I never waver, because I know for sure that it's the right way to play the game. So that 18-year-old kid was just super excited to just start his journey, and I didn't know what to expect, but I knew I belonged, and I knew I could play in this league with the big boys.
Hey, yeah. Right here, LeBron. Congratulations. How do you feel about the all-time scoring leader logo behind you?
Oh, it's pretty cool, man. They should have added a little powder above my head, though. But I get what they were trying to accomplish, though. But it's just to see my name up there, my last name, and think about my family, and my two uncles weren't able to make it tonight. Uncle T, Uncle Kurt, love y'all. You know, my family name is everything to me, and you know, anytime I leave the house, I know I'm representing more than just myself. You know, so it's a pretty cool thing. I appreciate it.
Congratulations, LeBron.
Thank you.
I want to ask you, you talked about being the man in the arena. You've been the man in the arena for 20 years now. Can you talk about a bit what this ride, I know the ride's not over. The ride still has a lot to go and many highs to go. What has this ride been like, and what was it like to reach this point in this ride tonight?
This ride has been it's been fantastic. You know, we have a place in our home, not in our hometown, but not too far away from our hometown in Sandusky, Ohio, called Cedar Point. And every so many years, they come out with a new roller coaster. And we've spent plenty of times going up and just testing out the new roller coaster. And you know, many highs, many loops, how fast it is, whatever the case may be, and you get off just feeling so much excitement and just feeling like I want to do it again. And I think my career has been like that. It's been like one of the great rides at Cedar Point, in the sense that, you know, your stomach drop at times, you're excited, you're yelling, sometimes you can't breathe, but you always want to do it again. You know, and it's been a pleasure and an honor so far in my career within these 20 years, that through the ups, through the downs, through the ins and outs, through the trials and tribulations, I've always maintained me. And I've done it my way. I didn't want to emulate anybody. I wanted to give praise to everyone that came before me. I wanted to acknowledge that I'm a historian of the game, but I didn't want to emulate nobody. I wanted to be myself. And, you know, if you stay true to yourself, I think you always feel better about the outcome, win, lose, or draw in life. So, but it's been great. It's been great. And I'm not going nowhere, but it sounds like I am. But I'm going to go get something to eat. I'm going to go drink some wine, and then I'm going to drink some Lobos. I'm probably not going to sleep tonight. So I will see y'all when I see y'all, and I hope y'all have a great time, too. Appreciate it.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.